My name is Bob Davis. I'm a wedding photographer based in Chicago. I've always been a photojournalist, and I try to bring that storytelling aspect of photojournalism to every event I shoot. When I'm on location, I try to get my edits done as quickly as possible, and Aperture allows me to do that. This wedding took place in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. It was a 3-day shoot. I made a lot of pictures in challenging situations. Let's look at this image. I made this shot at sunset with a single strobe off camera. I love to work in full screen mode on my laptop because I love seeing the whole image as big as possible. As I look at this image, I'm not sure the exposure is perfect. This is when I would turn on the hot and cold area overlays. This gives me a strong visual sense of what I need to adjust. I'll use the recovery slider to bring down the highlights. I adjust the recovery ever so slightly so the red just disappears, making sure I have detail in my highlight area. Then the black point to bring detail back in the shadow area. Again, adjusting the slider just so the blue disappears and I know I have detail in my shadows. This is important. It ensures the image is within a usable range. This image is starting to look great, but it still needs a little more work. Next, I'll use the exposure slider to bring down the entire scene. This brings out the feel of the sunset. The last thing I'm going to do is add a little vibrancy to bring out the richness of the colors. Grab the slider, bring it up. Look how far we've come from the original. This is the master, and this is the adjusted image. We've brought out all this color without affecting the skin tones. I love the energy and spirit that comes through in this shot. She's just come out of makeup, she's dressed, and ready to walk down the aisle. I want to use this shot, but I can see we've got a few distracting elements. Spots of dust on the camera sensor, a light switch on the wall over here, and we've got a light fitting in the ceiling. I want to get rid of all that, and I can using the retouch brush. With my brush in repair mode and automatically choose source checked, I can easily brush over these dust spots, and they're gone. With this light fitting, I'll make a quick stroke of the brush. The Detect Edges setting is smart enough to hold the straight line of the pillar. For the light switch, I'll use cloning mode and clone it out. With these distracting elements fixed, this image is done. In this shot, we have a great portrait of the bride, her mom, and her sister. I want the viewer's eyes to go directly to their faces, so I'm going to add a vignette. I'm going to bring the size up a little, then the strength, and to make sure this is a subtle effect, I'm going to use the exposure mode. And now this image looks great. Sometimes I don't want to be this subtle. With this shot, I want to focus the attention on the couple, and we have all these great colors in the image. I'm going to add a vignette to this picture. In this case, I'm going to use gamma mode and make this really strong, bringing out all the richness in these colors while drawing your eye to the bride and groom. I can say from painful experience that I used to worry about post-production. I'd be juggling multiple applications to get the job done. I don't have this stress working with Aperture. I know on a 3-day event like this, I'm going to shoot almost 3,000 images. But I also know that I'm going to get those 100 images I need, edited and adjusted by the time I leave.